What's up guys, War History Geek here, and welcome back to another video. Today's a little bit of a special video, and I'm sure you already saw by the title. Today we're going to be taking a look at a all-original World War II German M38 Fallshirmjager helmet. And you know what, I might as well just put it on the screen for you right now. So here you can see the all-original Fallshirmjager helmet here on my desk. And before I actually talk about this helmet, I figured I would take the opportunity to give you a little bit of the story of the acquisition and who this actually belongs to, because it actually does not belong to me. So the new owner of this helmet is currently a friend of mine who is in the Marines stationed on Okinawa, and I decided to help him out and get it into his hands. So just a little bit of background on that. So as I said, he's stationed on Okinawa right now. And we had just been talking back and forth. We'd been friends for a little while now, talking back and forth on Facebook Messenger. And he just brought this helmet up in conversation that he saw on a Reddit post on r/military collecting. And I'm not much of a Reddit user myself, so I wasn't familiar. So I asked him to send some pictures. And as it turned out, the pictures in this post were of the same helmet that I had actually been following for sale for about a week at that time on Facebook Marketplace, which was relatively local to me. I believe it was about 30-40 minutes away from me. So it was actually kind of a small world moment there, where it turned out that somebody who lives in California and is currently overseas stumbled upon a helmet that is locally listed to me, and we happen to be friends. So I thought that was funny, and I'd been sending it around to some friends that live in the area, seeing if they'd be interested in it, because I unfortunately just did not have the cash at this time to buy it myself. And we decided then, if he ended up closing a deal on this helmet, that I would pick it up for him and take care of it and ship it to him to make sure that the packaging and the handling and everything else is handled properly, and that he knows that it's being shipped to him and that the deal is done. So after about a dozen unanswered messages by my friend to the seller finally gets back to him and accepts his final offer. And at that time, he then has one of his other friends, who's currently stateside, send the seller the funds online. And then I went and I picked it up in person. And I'm sure I've had pictures up here now of all the different things to fill you in on that path there. But anyway, so this entire story across the world, I managed to get this helmet in hands for him, and as soon as we're done with this video, actually, I'm going to be shipping it out to him. But I figured that it would be awesome to cover this for the channel, to get you guys an up-close look at this beautiful German Fallschirmjäger helmet. So, to give a little bit of the supposed family history of this helmet, and of course, you have to take some of these stories with a grain of salt unless it's documented. And the seller is still holding out on giving us that information. The new owner is currently still trying to get information from him, pictures of his medals, pictures of his paperwork, some scans of original photographs of the veteran, etc. However, the story that he was told by the seller over text, and this is the bare minimum story, you can't buy it for the story, but this is what we know, is that the seller's great-grandfather was a POW, a U.S. soldier. He was a POW held by the Germans, and he was supposedly liberated by the Russians. And as this U.S. soldier, his great-grandfather, was walking west towards the U.S. lines, he stumbled upon this German helmet, and in addition, also a German bayonet. And the seller didn't specify what type of bayonet it is, because he's uninformed into what these artifacts are, but the best assumption on our part is that it's most likely a standard K98 bayonet. But anyway, so he stumbled upon this on his path towards U.S. lines, and he picked it up and he brought it home with him as a souvenir. The seller also claimed that his great-grandfather also was in the Battle of the Bulge. Again, though, the odds of this all being true are pretty low, or if they are, there's no way to prove it, unfortunately. But I figured I would just share that with you guys for a little bit of context from the seller. So, to take a closer look at this helmet, here I'll zoom in for you. So here you can see that there is a single decal Luftwaffe Eagle here. It's the later version. And you can also see when you get this closer look at the paint that it appears that this helmet was at one time a two-tone camo helmet. Now, it's kind of difficult to tell because of some of the damage. However, if you take a close look here, you can still see a little bit of that paint poking through. And unfortunately, as you spin around to this side here, you can see the oxidation has really set in on the shell. Most of the original paint has completely flaked off or has been rusted over, and that is what remains. However, fortunately, this side with the decal has remained relatively intact, except for, of course, that spot on the decal. Now, taking a look at the top here, I'll zoom back out. You can see it does have some decent scratches, but beyond that, it's nothing too bad. Let's see here. And then I'll give you another close-up on that decal. To clarify some more as well, so this is a ET-68 helmet, and let's take a look at the inside here. And the lot number is 1278. So here you can see, in addition to possibly being a once two-tone camo, which appears to be, if I remember correctly, it appears to be a tan and green mix, or at least what it used to be. And now taking a look at the inside here, you can see that it has its original chin strap. That's right, guys. It has its original chin strap from the war still maintained in this helmet. And included in that is obviously also the aluminum liner band here. And unfortunately, you can see that the liner itself and all of the foam padding is missing. And to be honest with you, it's kind of hard to exactly pinpoint how or why that could have happened. It's a number of reasons. Could have been due to the climate that it was stored in, or just the conditions it was stored in. Perhaps the leather in the liner reacted differently than the chin strap. Perhaps it could have gotten damaged at some point. It could have fallen out. Of course, all the threading along here often deteriorates much quicker than the leather as well, so it's possible that it could have partially fallen out at some point, and somebody along the line, it was being passed through attics and everything else as they moved around, could have gotten just torn out and thrown away. And of course, like, you always have that just completely unprovable theory of perhaps maybe it was KIA and the blood-stained leather deteriorated. And of course, none of that can be proven. That's just all hypotheticals on my part there. But regardless, the chin strap is still here. And of course, as I'm talking about these markings, I will put close-up pictures there for you. But let's just take a closer look at this this chin strap system here. So as you can see, it's a Type 2 chin strap in the blue leather. Or, I'm sorry, the black leather. And you can see that it's a little bit dry. It's a little oxidized, but that's to be expected for the age. It's very common on these chin straps. And you can see it has the original hardware here. Moving along the chin strap here, you can see the loop there to tuck the extra parts in. And you can see this part right here. Very dried on the ends as usual. More of the hardware there. And then moving along here, let's take a look at this piece. It's just your broken strap piece here, nothing particularly special. And then this is the special part of this chin strap. So here you can see it has the original buckle here, and it's very oxidized as well, so I'm not going to move it around too much. But you can see here, it has the original pull tab on there, guys. That's right, it has the original pull tab with that grommet in there, which I'm sure if you guys know anything about these original Fallshirmjager helmets, is that they are missing like 9 times out of 10. Even on minty examples, these pull tabs are missing because they were just this tiny little piece of leather that was pulled on all the time by the original wearer. And now this one is retained, which is just simply incredible. It's incredible for the new owner. It's incredible to have this opportunity to see that on this one. I'm more than happy to show you guys. Now, taking a look at these bolts here, you can see that this is the older style of bolt. You can see that this is would have been used on the M37 and the very earliest models of the M38. And that they were probably reissued to this later helmet based on the characteristics of the maker and lot number. And that's fairly common. And a couple answers for that could have been dead stock in the factory that they reused on this later shell. And another option is that a different helmet came in to the supply depot, and they took the old liner system out and they reused these bolts in a refurbished helmet. So that's two possible answers there. There's no exact answer, but those are some theories. But to answer why this one is broken, now obviously that kind of wear would be fairly uncommon for regular use. I'd be surprised as to how they could have broken that, especially if the liner was retained in here. But obviously it could have been broken at any point since it was produced. However, another theory is these bolts were obviously heat treated. So this is a common thing with these bolts, is that when they were heat treated, it caused stress cracks, and these stress cracks cause pieces to break off. Of course, there's no exact way to prove that. However, it's still a very plausible theory. So that is pretty much the chin strap there. You can see a lot of oxidation on the inside as well, unfortunately. A lot of bubbling paint and so forth. And there might be something to remedy that or not. Obviously, there's no restoration work going to be done. Perhaps just a very, very light coat of oil to slow that oxidation on the shell. But other than that, this pretty much is going to go untouched. Here you can see all of the right roll techniques on this rim here. The correct dip on the front of the helmet. And let's just take one more look at the outside here. So, to talk a little bit about what this cost for the new owner, and I've, of course, asked for permission before I discuss all of these details here. So, the new owner, when he was looking at this listing originally, started at $3,000 from the seller. And he said that he had it appraised for that. However, a lot of details were messed up. And a lot of back and forth went. He decided to drop his price because he had it appraised by an additional dealer before he decided to sell it to anybody. And he told him that it might be worth somewhere between like $1,750. So he decided to move it down to $1,750 on the listing, which I'm sure you'll see here. However, after some back and forth, they came to a final deal of $1,000 for this helmet. And I think that that's a spectacular deal for a still retaining partial decal, single decal, original German Fallschirmjager helmet, retaining the chin strap with the pull tab, and has evidence to show that it was at least one time a two-tone camouflage helmet. So, based on the camouflage, there's a couple of theories there. I'm no expert when it comes to Fallschirmjager helmets or camouflage. This is just based on the research that the new owner, myself, and a couple of trusted friends of ours have been able to come to conclusions for. And the camouflage similarly matches the common, or not necessarily common, but generally matches the design of the 3rd Parachute Division camouflage. And that goes for the texture as well. However, if we want to follow the storyline presented by the seller, if it was truly picked up somewhere further east because the Russians are advancing closer and they're liberating this camp that his great-grandfather was supposedly held in, then that might be perhaps a 9th Parachute Division helmet, as they were one of the main units, or Fallschirmjager units, fighting closer to the Russians in May of 45. So, obviously, there's a lot of hypotheticals, a lot of theories in regards to that, but overall, with all of this considered, I mean, like, this helmet is a beautiful specimen. Beautiful camouflage. It's going to make a great shelf piece for the new owner, and I can't even pretend that I'm not jealous that I can't have this in my collection. I just had the opportunity, which I'm really thankful for, to be able to handle this helmet myself, get some hands-on experience with this beautiful specimen of a helmet, and of course record this for you guys. Now, when it comes down to value, we've talked to a couple of different people, and we're guessing that it could probably go for anywhere between $2,000 and $3,000. That doesn't mean that this helmet is for sale. That's just our generalized estimate of what the value might be on today's market. The new owner does not intend to sell this at any point in the near future, or as he's described to me, at anytime in the future. He plans to hold on to this as a permanent piece of his collection. However, we do have the opportunity on this channel to view it for you guys. So this might be one of the last times that this helmet is viewed by the public once it enters his private collection. But I'm happy to give you guys that opportunity. I figured while we have this out, I also have an original Fallshirmjager helmet myself. It's unfortunately in relic condition, as you can see here. Based on the shape of the helmet, our guess was that it's probably a later war CKL made helmet. And of course, there's no way to absolutely prove that for certain. That's just based on some very trustworthy sources that are, in my opinion, experts in this field. And I just wanted to put these side by side. I haven't shown this on the channel yet. I really haven't had an opportunity to. I picked this up at a show myself a couple years ago now for about $300. Actually, I believe I paid like $250. So regardless of the $50, I feel like I got an excellent price. I'll show you a little look at the inside there. Don't mind the tag. That's just my inventory tag for my collection. So as you can see, it's possibly restorable, but I'd rather keep it in the relic condition as it is right now. And this helmet is estimated to be worth maybe $800, maybe more than that, but I would rather stay conservative at $800. It's a good condition relic helmet, but regardless, it does not compare to this helmet. This helmet is beautiful. It is a great maker and size, and it's going to make a great addition to his collection. I'm going to add some other high-definition pictures up here on the screen that I've taken of the paint, the inside of this helmet, up-close pictures of the decal, any kind of other details that I can pull out, up-close pictures of the chin strap, of course, the markings as well, the bolts here, and everything else. So, with all that, that's all I have for this video. I just wanted to take a very quick look at this original helmet before I ship it out. Of course, I got permission from the new owner of this helmet. Again, I can't emphasize how glad I was able to have this opportunity to look at this helmet and be able to take part in this awesome mission to get this into his collection. This is going to be shipped off to his house, and it's going to be sitting waiting for him for when he gets back from deployment. Once again, that's all I have for this video. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to hit the like button, and when you're in that area, hit the subscription button and notification bell. If you guys have any commentary, any help in regards to research, any thoughts on the authenticity of the helmet, anything at all, any comments that you guys would like to make sure to leave them down in the comments. The new owner, as well as myself, would be more than happy to take any advice that you guys have, any tips, any information that you might have on this helmet. And hopefully, if the original seller gets back to us with some information, I might revisit this topic. But once again, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.